Okay, joining me now is the Deputy National Commissioner responsible for policing, Lieutenant General Tibello Mosikili, to talk to us here at the policing summit taking place at Emperor's Palace. General, welcome. Maybe if you can just give me your reflections for the summit since yesterday and today and what has come out so far.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to address the issues of the summit. I think we are on day 3 of the summit, which up to this far is going on very well. We have had a lot of advices through questions that are coming. We have had a lot of directives that are coming, the concerns that the communities have raised and the attendees and participants have raised in the commissions, and the directions that we have received, of course, from the chief officer, the chief CIC of the country on what needs to be done. I think the most emphasis is working with the communities, because crime happens in the communities. Crime affects communities more than any other person in majority. Yes, we do have corporate, we do have other areas where crime is happening, but in the main, especially the crime of fear, that will classify in our terms as contact crime, is happening with communities. So working with communities is the major, and it is what came out high in our discussion. And as you have rightfully indicated, my responsibility as policing, if this summit can be, taken to the ground level, at the police station level, where there need to be these talks and understanding from the community itself and our members, because oftentimes the challenges that we're experiencing is how our members display themselves, how our members conduct themselves in doing the work. So that matters, how you interact and engage. To be a police official, it's really an opportunity for you to grow as a person, because you'll interact with different people, you will see different issues that are happening in the life, that we need to take advantage of that to better yourself and to better how you need to be talking to people. So we really appeal to our members at the station that matters. How you engage, how you talk to people matters, because that is what will then define who you are, that will define who I am, because I cannot divorce myself from being a police official. So you must know whatever that you are doing, you are not doing it for yourself. You are doing for all of us that are wearing uniform, that are in the police, whether wearing uniform or not, you are doing it on our behalf. And on the issues of the capacity at the police stations, it will never be enough. And it is not enough. I'm afraid that there was a question in relation to why are strategies failing. Is it because of the capacity constraints? Is it because of the implementation that is a challenge? Frustration will come where you are expected to do certain job or work, or you are expected to undertake certain functions, but you don't have means. So the lack of those means and resources to do is the one that is impacting negatively on the implementation of the plans. Hence, the integrated the violent crime prevention strategy came into place to say, we have been saying we are having overarching strategies. We can look at the 2016 police strategy that was intended to bring everything together. But if there are no responsibility, clear roles of what other departments needs to do in crime prevention, what to do in preventing crime, if you give people housing, if you ensure there are roads where people live, it will deter criminals from committing crime, because they know at any given time you will see a patrol vehicle. But if there are no roads, people commit crime because they know they will not be reached. I've been to a lot of this informal settlement. Unfortunately, we must adopt them. as a country, it's what our constitution requires of us. It never said when there will be a mushrooming of informal settlement, then you leave them out. We are expected to police. It never said where there are illegal immigrants in the country or persons that are not legal in the country, you deal. It says the constitution and the police act says you will address crime in the country and all the inhabitants shall be. So we are expected, whether legal or illegal, and also we are expected to enforce the law for those that are not in the country. So we are saying, Home Affairs, come work with us so that together we can share resources and make sure that when you address the issues of illegal immigrant, I address the other issues. It is also saying human settlement, give houses. It is saying when there are people with distress, social development, deal with the distress so that this particular person doesn't feel lonely or alone and therefore resort in solving the crime, solving the problems that he's having, which can lead in him committing crime. It says the metros just signed the agreement. This agreement needs to, they need to give effect to crime prevention, because when you read the Police Act, it says amongst the four, by law enforcement and crime prevention. How do you do that? So when we bring all these resources together under one single command at a particular operation, we are ensuring that each one of us does his function, does his role, does his responsibility, and the policing can be a better policing, not police. Policing in the country can be a better managed.
Yeah, I think you've touched on a lot of issues that I wanted to ask, including police visibility as well as the conduct of our members at the police station, because that always comes out a lot when we visit communities. Let's just flip maybe the page and talk about the illegal mining problem. I know that you've been at the forefront of trying to deal with this problem. It's still continuing, but a lot of work has been done in various communities and provinces, including Stilfontein in Northwest, Northern Cape, Kimberley, Sabi, Mpumalanga. So there's a lot that we are doing there. What would be your view in terms of what has been able to be achieved by the SAPS in dealing with illegal mining?
Thank you very much once more. I think the recent plan or the strategy that has been adopted is also looking at other departments as well. You'll recall that we have adopted this plan in 2023 in December. It has 4 pillars in it, or 4 work streams, which are co-managed by different departments. So the achievements that we are seeing today on the illegal mining, the recent years illegal mining, is as a result of working together, which is the emphasis of the summit, that working together will strengthen our ability and capacity and capabilities, and therefore be able to result in the successes that we have achieved with illegal mining. I think what is topical these days is illegal mining operations that was undertaken in Sabi, as we are saying, in Northwest, and I think Limpopo. You will hear from time to time when the results are being given of illegal mining, especially on the work stream or that phase that is looking at law enforcement, that it is it's required that we need to enforce and implement that we're implementing. But illegal mining is not only on these 7 provinces, I must say. It is happening, but it is in large scale in these 7 provinces. And we had operations before. Operation Valumkoti, it's not the first time that we're trying to come up with the strategies to deal with illegal mining in the country. But we are saying, out of this summit, can we not regress? Can we not go back? Can we look at sustainability of these plans and operations that we're adopting as the South African Police Service beyond the timeline that we're given for Operation Valumkoti, which should be used as a precursor for follow-up strategies and plans to make sure that we do not as a country go back, but we continue with the clean up campaign and processes in the mining sector. So what I want to see, as you're saying, as the custodian of these operations and responsibility, is the sustainable, maybe not in the same focus. That would the focus should be the same, but if you look at the issues of how we mobilize resources from elsewhere, we need to say, how do we sustain that we have done during the clean up campaign? So the Operation Velomkoti should be taken as a clean up. After cleaning, you need to maintain and make sure that we do not regress. Nothing that we have removed comes back. Nothing at Buffalo's should take us back to Buffalo's where illegal activities have happened. Hence, DMRE need to come in and close the mine and rehabilitate as it is their function. So Velomkoti is a collective, collaborative operations. We need to collaborate beyond Velomkoti and make sure illegal mining in the country is a thing of the past. I have been in number of operations in Plains here in the Northern Cape, and the maintenance of these operations, because Northern Cape is working with its own resources. Maybe it will not result in where we have sent the intervention teams, but intervention teams are labor intensive. They are very expensive in nature, and the country's fiscus does not allow, and there is no guarantee that that will assist us. So we need to maintain and sustain what we have already put in place.
Thank you very much, General. As you rightly said, the mining companies must come on board because they are the
Mining
ones who
companies
operate
must
these
come
mines.
on board as well and do their responsibility. Do the communities within the mining areas need to come on board and do not to allow wrong people to come in their space. Departments of DMRE, there is a NEMA Act, they need to implement. Human settlement needs to do what they are supposed to be doing. But we find our communities being swept in and being complacent to say they are here, they are renting our houses, therefore they are giving money. But it is wrong, and they are taking the country's minerals. And that should not, it's in education that needs to go to our communities to say, no, don't be complacent of the wrong things.
Lieutenant General Tebelo Mosikili, DNC for policing, talking to us from the policing summit happening here at Emperor's Palace in Kempton Park. Thank you very much, General.
Thank you very much, Brigadier.